The Warriors fall in overtime, 119-114 to the Timberwolves last night. Steph missed a potential game winner in regulation, and Golden State had 9 turnovers in the fourth quarter and overtime combined. The Warriors now 26-25 on the season. Shannon, will the Warriors be able to turn back somehow into a championship contender?
I'm going to say no, Skip. This team just looks different than last year. Skip, I remember the time when Clay and Steph, when they got it going, that was 15, 20-point wins. Now, even when they do have it going, it's still a nip-tuck ball game. Skip, but here's something fascinating. I don't know if you know this, but my good producer, Ash, Steph has played in 5 OT games in the last 2 seasons. He scored a grand total of 7 points.
Okay.
He's 1 for 13 from the floor in those OT periods. They've lost 9 straight road OT games. How in the hell, who in the hell you think you're going to beat if your best player in 5 OT games gives you 7 points? Can you imagine if Go James had given you those stat lines in 5 games over a 2-year period, gave you 7 points?
I'm going to go deeper. Over the last 5 years, Golden State is 3-16 in overtime games in regular season and playoffs.
Wow.
3-16? Well, the burden falls upon your revolutionary shooter, the greatest shooter ever, right? You got to break. Okay, he's played in 12 of those games. That's a pretty big.
That's a sample size.
Okay, 12 games. In those 12, he from the floor is 10 of 35. That's 29%, and from 3, he's 7 of 24. That's 29%. Last night in the fourth quarter and overtime, as they blew a 13-point fourth quarter lead, he was 0 of 2 from 3 in the fourth and 0 of 3 from 3 in the overtime. You're going to lose.
Yes.
He is the greatest shooter ever. He is the greatest trick shot artist ever.
Yes.
And Clay, as we just saw on the highlight at the end of regulation, sets a screen that is so good, he picks off 2 T-Wolves at once. If we see that last shot, 2 T-Wolves at once, and gives Steph a wide open, I don't know what that is, but, this is a turnover. I'm sorry, those are the turnovers. Here's that last shot. That's as wide open.
Yeah, you're going to get a better
like
shot than that.
It's a free throw.
Yeah, you're not going to get a better shot than that, Skip.
Okay, and then we were showing just a second before, he had 2 turnovers in the fourth quarter. I watched this game all the way through the fourth quarter. This is horrible. Watch this is careless. Okay, that's the first one, and the second one's even worse. Here's the second one. Here, I'll throw it to the referee. I don't know. Remember, you opened the door and said, T-Wolves, you want to run through our door? We're up 13, and all of a sudden we're up none. And you go to overtime and lose.
And they got Skip, they got 7 guys in double figures.
Yep.
They got 7 guys in double figures.
Okay, given the stats you just read me, I'm going to remind you that after the NBA Finals last year, when he was the MVP, you said you vaulted him all the way up into the top 10 all time.
Yeah.
Well, off these overtime stats, somebody's got to say, wait a second, that doesn't work. I think you just got disqualified.
No, you can't bump it by, Skip. You can't bump it by. You can't.
Well, come on. These are the money games. These are all your overtime games, and your team is terrible because you're pretty terrible.
Yeah, they're not good right now. They're not good. And it's like I said, Skip, and it's not like they're blowing leads late in ball games. They're 14, 13, 12-point leads. And they had like a 20-some point lead, and OKC like they got them. It took Steph Curry shooting out of his mind.
I agree.
It took Clay shooting out of his mind just to hold them off after having a big lead.
I don't see a contender.
No, people don't feel like they want to.
It is a very unusual situation for the Warriors. We got to go, guys. We're out of time. How close will LeBron get to Kareem's record tonight? We'll still get to that before Undisputed ends.
Whatever, man.
Details on how you can get free tickets. We cannot wait. It's going to be such a fabulous time. Shannon's Lakers, 2.5-point favorites on the road tonight against the Pacers, according to Fox Bet Sportsbook. The last time these two played, the Lakers gave up a 17-point fourth quarter lead and lost by 116-115. Shannon, will the Lakers avenge arguably their worst loss of the season tonight?
Man, there ain't nothing to avenge. They didn't knock us out no playoffs.
I know, but they humiliated.
There ain't no humiliation. It's one game.
LeBron disappeared in the fourth quarter. He went 2 of 8. They got outscored 32-14 down the stretch of that game. They blew a 17-point lead to Indiana.
I know a team blew a 21-point lead just the other night.
Okay, but this is LeBron James.
That's Joel Embiid, the best player in the NBA, so you tell it.
Well, okay, but you got it. Come on. This is the first time on the road you've been a 2-point favorite.
We don't get the points.
Okay.
We're going to win this game because I believe we're the better team.
Okay.
It's nothing to avenge, Skip.
Would you believe that Indiana, after a hot start, has lost 10 out of the last 11
Yeah,
games?
exactly. About to be 11 or 12.
Okay.
Look,
All right.
plus now, we're playing our sixth game in 6 nights. Fourth game in 6 nights. We on some
Fourth, not sixth.
Fourth game in 6 nights.
Yes.
So our legs a little weary. But we'll summons up.
Wait, are you making an excuse?
We will summons it up, and to make sure we do what we're supposed to do and come out of here with a victory.
Okay.
Hopefully they went to Country Kitchen, had them a nice, good old meal, some fried catfish, some neck bone.
Okay, so are you suggesting finally that your Lakers are about to take off and go on a hot streak?
I say we're going to win this game. Ain't no take off.
Well, you got New Orleans. They're struggling, right? You could win that game.
Even if they weren't struggling, you know what we do to the Pelicans.
Okay, then you got Oklahoma City at home, and I know they've been playing way better than we expected.
They ain't going to play better than us.
They won't. And then Milwaukee will be a battle.
You remember what last time we did in Milwaukee?
You did it to them up there.
Sure did.
You can do it to them at home.
Rode a Harley on them.
Okay, so is it possible that you're going to be on a 2-game winning streak and then a 3 and then a 4 and then a 5? Is it possible you're going to win 5 in a row? As LeBron breaks the Kareem record?
This is what we do. We don't count games. We make the games count.
Okay.
So what we do is that we take each game one by one.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the year, we add up, we see where we are. But something tells me we not going to be in no play-in tournament. Something tells me we're going to be like a 5 or a 6 seed, maybe in a 4 seed.
All right. Here's the good news and maybe the bad news for you.
What's the good news?
As you sit right now, you are only 3 games out of the playoffs. You're only 4 back of my Clippers, who are the 4 seed right now. You are only 6 games back of Sacramento for the 3 seed. Unfortunately, the bad news is there are 9 teams in between you and the Kings right now. That's how jumbled and crazy the West is. Everybody's the same.
Watch what we do. Do you know who Mondo Duplantis is? He holds the world record in the pole vault.
Yeah.
Watch how we pole vault over all 9 of them.
Okay. Is that what you're suggesting? You're going to be the 3 seed?
If there ventriloquist in there, Echo, yeah, that's what I said.
Really?
We gonna pole vault. Didn't I just tell you we're not gonna be in no play?
Well, it's highly possible. You got plenty of games left to catch the Kings for the 3
What
seed.
you mean it's possible?
Yeah.
Likely.
Okay, so you're guaranteeing this?
All probability. More probable than not.
Okay. I am willing to bet 5 cases of Diet Mountain Dew right here, right now, that you will not end up being the 3 seed in the West.
I tell you what, I'll bet you 5 cases we won't be in the play. We'll be in the playoffs, but not in the play-in. Bet that.
You know what? I can't bet that.
Why not?
I look at your team, and it should be way better than it is. I even look at that Indiana game that night. I got this box here somewhere, but we're going to run out of time.
Good.
Hold on. I got it somewhere. but the point is, even in the Indiana game, LeBron has 26, AD has 28 and 15, and Russ has 22. Your big 3, your future obvious Hall of Famers. And you still lost a game to Indiana?
We lost the game.
Okay.
We're going to probably lose some more games, but we're going to win more than we lose.
But my point is, when you got your big 3 playing at big levels
now,
like
LeBron
that,
didn't play well that night.
Well, he did in the 4th, but his numbers look good for the game.
No, we don't do numbers.
Okay.
We don't do numbers.
Okay.
The numbers come.
All right. But I'm saying I can't bet against you to avoid or leapfrog the play-in tournament.
Yeah.
You got LeBron James and Anthony Davis and Russell Westbrook, the runaway 6th man of the year.
And we still got, and guess what? We're not right now. We're not in the playoffs. So we got all those guys and we're not in the playoffs, but you don't want to bet no 5 cases that we won't be in the playoffs.
I can't because you're too good.
I can't tell you.
You should
right
be
now.
ashamed that you're even suggesting we should bet
I'm
that.
not.
Well, come on.
No.
You're way better than you should, than your record.
We'll show you.
You're still 4 games. You and Indiana have the same record right now, 24 and 28.
Guess what?
That's embarrassing.
We about to be 25 and 28.
Okay. Well, you better be. That's all I got to say. I'm going to come in here and it's going to be hell to pay tomorrow.
The 3rd part of the season starts after All-Star, guys. That's the most important run. We'll see who makes it down the stretch.
Starts after All-Star game. That's what you said.